You guys ready for Paul? Paul!
So this is in memory of two great men, Jason Lieberman, who got me the job driving the forklift at the warehouse, and my dad, who, when I told him I got the job driving the forklift at the warehouse, said, "I didn't know you could drive a forklift." And I said, "I can't." And he said, "Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out." The guy that was the lead was wonderful, and he was breaking me in and telling me all the important things I needed to know. The first one was maraschino cherries should never be stacked more than 2 skids high. You want to honk when you're going through doors and around corners so we don't hit each other. Keep your load low. Rotate the stock, the perishables. It's important. Don't worry about the maraschino cherries. They have like a 4-year shelf life. And you can stack syrups and sprinkles 3 high and everything else pretty much 5 high. And after he'd imparted all this really important information to me about how to, it's forklift etiquette and safety, he quit. And I became the lead guy after like 7 days on the job, not knowing how to drive a forklift. But no matter, we hired another guy to be the number 2 guy, and I got to teach him all this important stuff. And I don't remember his name, and just for the sake of the story, I'm gonna call him Dick, because he sort of was a dick, and you'll see how this plays out. So I teach him all this really important stuff, and he learns how to be a relatively competent forklift driver, not nearly as good as myself. And he's just getting on me all the time about, he's better than me. We've been doing this. I've been doing it for like 6 weeks. He's been doing it for 4. He's better than me. It's like, come on. So both of us being, 18 and thinking that we're, God's gift of forklift drivers, we decided we were going to have this sorted out with a contest. And so this was sort of like a forklift Special Olympics type of thing. And I'll keep the story short. There were a couple of tasks we did where the other guys in the warehouse would kind of judge us, and probably they were betting on the outcome. But we were tied, apparently, at the end of like 3. And then we went on to the important one, which was the maraschino cherries, which we were going to stack 3 high, just because we could. And so, we do this at break. The guys are watching, ready, set, go. We're kind of doing it at the same time. We both are kind of getting our forklifts, they've got the maraschino cherries up 3 high, and I set mine down, and there's this popping noise. Pop! And it's like, oh, I know what's happening. The maraschino cherries are in glass jars, and the reason you shouldn't have them more than 2 high is because they're really heavy. And what I heard was the jar breaking, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, this whole stack of maraschino cherries is just going to go down on the floor. And so I slowed down and was very diligent about not having a tremendous bad thing happen. The Dick sort of saw his opportunity, and he kind of went for it. There's 3 things that can happen, there's sort of bad things that can happen with a forklift when you have stuff up way high. If your forks are too far out, the forklift literally will just fall right over. And if it starts to go, you're kind of screwed because you can't stop it. If you back up too quickly with the stuff up there, you kind of drive right out from underneath your load and you fall over forward. And the other thing you can do is if you just move it too fast, the stuff will shake and it'll fall. And the Dick hit the trifecta. He did all 3 of these things like within about a 10-second time period. Jerked forward, jerked back, shook the load, and like a dozen cases of maraschino cherries start coming down. And a couple of them landed on his skid, the others landed on the ground, and it was a huge mess. We worked at night, so we had a shot at trying to get this covered up. It didn't work because the bosses came in and saw maraschino cherries in the dumpster, and the forklift was a really big mess, and the Dick got fired, which was, for me, was great because, ended the whole thing. So we hire a new guy, and I get to teach him how to do this, and now, I'm king of the hill because the Dick is gone, and, everything's good. And 2 weeks after imparting all of the important knowledge that I knew about forklift driving to the new guy, I got fired because the new guy was willing to do the job for a dime less than I, and the bosses had found out somehow that there had been this contest to see who could stack maraschino cherries 3 high. All I can say is, for me, ice cream sundaes are a really big thing. When I see them, I remember working in this warehouse, and I remember Mr. Lieberman and how wonderful it was that he got me the job in the first place. I realized a little bit about hubris and that the fact that we would have been better off if we hadn't gotten into this contest, and that you can be at the very pinnacle of forklift warehouse jobs, and like that, it's over, and you go from the top, to the ground. Nothing lasts forever, except the maraschino cherries.